Hi guys, welcome back to part two of our coffee table build. The first part of the video, if you haven't seen it, then you better catch up because we're getting on with the second part. So you got some catching up to do. You can watch that video with the link down below over here. If you want to watch the two videos back to back, there's a link for that. So I think you should binge watch it. So just watch the whole lot all together. Second part of our video is all about the top. Remember we said this is a top with a dirty little secret. Okay, so what we want to do here is we want to make a top that looks like it's all this stuff, which is Siberian larch. This stuff is available from Universal Plywoods. It comes in all different forms. It comes rough sawn. That's how I got it, and I've painted it up all nice to make it all sexy. You can also get it as a finished product in various forms. So for flooring, for interior cladding, for decking, for whatever. So there's all different kinds of finished versions of this product also available from Universal Plywoods. But I'm going to use it for furniture because I think it's very, very sexy stuff. Why do I like it? Well, it's hard. It's actually quite hard and very heavy stuff. It's a lot heavier than the kind of pine that you find around in South Africa. So I really like this. Growing in, they call it Siberian larch because it grows up in Siberia. So it means it's growing in cold weather, which means that our growth rings are very, very close together. So it grows very slowly, which makes the wood incredibly hard and very solid. Also very, very beautiful. Have a look at these lovely cathedrals, just lovely grain patterns. So this stuff is quite sexy to look at, which is what we're going to use for the top of our table. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to deep saw this. We're going to cut it in half, and we're going to take it and what we're going to call, sometimes it's called book matching or butterflying. We're just going to butterfly it open or book match it open, and we're going to create a beautiful surface for our coffee table. In order to do that, actually, we're going to joint it, which means we're going to take our edges, get them nice and square, nice and straight, so that we can take our boards and joint them together like this. Once that's done, we can apply that to our tabletop, put some nice thick edging around the outside, and we will have what appears to be a big, solid Siberian larch table, but in fact, our sneaky little secret is that we've got plywood underneath, and that's going to keep the top stable, especially in climates like Durban, where we are in South Africa here, where it's humid and hot all the time, and our temperature variances are quite radical. So this is a very clever way to get stable, sturdy furniture out of something that is just almost, it's not even quite a veneer, it's a very thick veneer or a very thin, solid layer over a plywood base, which is going to make this incredibly stable. So if you want to see how we do that, stick around because it's going to get fun. Good. Oof. We've deep sawn this wood so that it's only about 7 or 8 millimeters thick. The clever part is that it's going to be laminated or glued to the plywood that's underneath. So between you and me, it's our little secret. No one will ever know, but it'll look like a solid wood table, but it'll have some very, very clever ply underneath it to keep it straight all year round. I'm going to use a nail gun or a pin nailer. This is a 28 gauge pin nailer. So it's very, very small pin nails. You don't even see them, but I'm going to use that to hold the wood down while the glue dries. If you don't have a pin nailer, it's not a problem. You can just put weights on this. But because I'm in a bit of a hurry and I want to get this done quickly, I'm going to use the pin nails to hold things in place. But the glue will hold it. You just need to put glue, and you can put some heavy stuff on, take a few bricks or a few blocks, put them on top of this, and you can wait it out for about maybe 45 minutes or so, and then you're ready to go. But because I'm in a bit of a hurry, we're going to glue, use nail guns, and crack on. Okay, so this couldn't be more simple. Look at this. All I'm going to do, flip this around. I'm going to squeeze my glue out onto my surface, or even onto my wood, and I'm going to use a spreader and just spread my glue nice and evenly. That's good enough. I'm going to line that up like that, nice and flush with my edge. We're going to trim this anyway, so it hardly matters, but I'm going to try and save myself a bit of work by just lining it up a little bit. And to make life easy, I'm going to hit the corners first. Hit the other corner. There, like that. Then I can go in the middle. And for now, that's perfect. So, next one. Like I said, this is pretty simple stuff. So, onto our plywood with our glue. Now remember, I'm using Gorilla Glue here because I want this to have sort of all weather resistance. I want this to be able to withstand temperature changes and moisture and all of those things. So we're just going to butt that up to the one next door. Okay, right, so that part is done. Of course, like I said, you don't have to have a fancy pin nailer. You can just use glue and some heavy weights, get a brick, your fat friend, whatever. Just put them on there, hold it down, wait until it dries up. It's all good. Loads and loads and loads of decent glue, and the whole idea here is that the pins will hold it in position while the glue dries. Once the glue dries, it will do the bulk of the work. And then just flush to the top, we're going to line up this bit of trim. So I'm going to use a different nail gun this time. I'm going to use a 50mm brad nailer because I want to put in some very secure fasteners here to get that all nice and flush. And then I'm going to do the same on this other end to make sure that I am flush before I work my way down the middle to make sure everything is in line. There is good. Okay, so that's what we're going to see is our top looking like that, and we're just going to put our sides and our other piece on. Right. This is what it takes to make an emotionally stable table. Okay, all right, cool. So Alright, so the whole idea here, again, is just don't be shy with the glue, especially on the ends now, because those are going to be end grain to end grain joinery. So there we go. Just plenty glue. And we're going to go right into position, just like that. So because we have our gun handy, I'm just going to do it right here. And I'm going to go there like that, and I'm going to get this guy right into position over there. That's better. Right, so this is it. We're in a place now where we are ready to sand and seal this. Let's do a quick dry assembly and have a look at what our table might look like. It's kind of a sneak peek. This is the fun part where we start putting things together. So I'm going to take those legs out of clamps, I'm going to put them together, we're going to drop this top on, and we're going to have a look to see what it's going to look like. So don't go away. Okay. So that's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. That's just going to go right over the top like that. And we're starting to look like a thing. All right, good. Okay, so it's taken a while, but there we are. So this is what it's going to look like. Now we have to do the sexy stuff. I'm going to do some sanding and sealing. We're going to round over the legs. We're going to glue them up, get them onto this top. Okay. So you can see the speed at which I was traveling. I wasn't going very, very fast. The other mistake that everybody makes is that they think that if they've missed an area, let's say that there's a ridge and they haven't sanded past that ridge, that what they need to start doing is tipping the sander and getting the edge in there to try and rub that ridge down. That's the worst thing you can do. Sanders must always be used flat and flat only. Keep your sanding pad flat for two reasons. Number one, you'll get a far better finish because you won't have dips in the wood. And number two, your foot sanding pad will last longer because you're not bending the corners. So the idea here is to remember to just keep your sanding pad flat and travel at a consistent rate throughout the whole board. If you miss it on the first pass, not a problem. Then you go with the next grit and you go over that area again. And so you go until you get down to the level that you want. If there's a ridge, don't be tempted to push it down and try and work it. Just keep the sanding pad flat. I'm just going to hand sand right on the edges here just to take the very sharp sections off. So that is ready for finish. All I have to do now is just wipe it down with some mineral spirits or some, even just water will do. But just wipe it down, make sure that all the stuff, all the dust is out of the pores and out of the surface, and then we put our finish on. We should be able to see very quickly whether or not I did a good job. So there you go, guys. There's our coffee table with our dirty little secret. It's an all-weather table that can handle everything, and the reason why is because there's plywood in the underbelly of this table. If you wanted to see any of the tools that we have, you want to get hold of any of the tools that we used during the course of making this video, check out the links below. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Check out the rest of our stuff. We're making more and more content the whole time. Join us next time. We're sure to do more videos on finishing. Check out our videos on sanding. Check out our videos on finishing. So there's lots to see, lots going on. And hopefully next time we'll do another nice exciting project. See you again.